Hey guys, welcome to my channel, A Quiet Praise. My name is Cynthia. We're going to be talking about faith, life, and perspective. And today, based on my title, you will see we're going to talk about where is God when I am hurting, when I'm suffering, when I'm in pain. We've heard many stories of a family who gets into a car accident. They got hit by a drunk driver. The drunk driver walks away with just some bruises and scratches, and the family is devastated. We've also seen domestic violence situations where a mom and her children die and they're never to be seen again. We've also heard the stories of children who die of diseases and cancers at very young age. This is not fair, this is not right, and to us this is not just. Where is God when all these things are happening? Many times we hear this in the news, we hear it on the radio, social media, Facebook, but sometimes other people's stories are our reality. There can only be two reasons. Either God is willing to help us and he just can't, it's out of his power, or God can help us and he is not willing to help us and he is not that loving God that we all think he is. In 1 John chapter 4 verse 16 it says that God is love and he gives us free will. The dictionary defines free will as an act free from constraint, meaning we can have a decision. We can make a decision without being forced or coerced into doing that. So we have the right to choose what we want to do, and with that right comes responsibility to do right or to do wrong. Psalms 23 verse 4 through 6 says that God is right beside us. He is with us through the darkest valleys, through the most difficult times in our lives. We've had suffering, we've had trials and tribulations, but we need to trust, based on the psalm, that God is there with us. He's right there by our side. When we cry, he's crying. When we're heartbroken, he is heartbroken. There is no one in the Bible that suffered more than Jesus Christ did on the cross. He did it all for love for us. From cover to cover in the Bible, we see that there are many characters that have gone through suffering, trials, and tribulations. We see John the Baptist, who got beheaded for preaching the message of Jesus Christ. We see Stephen at such a young age being stoned for preaching the word. We also know the story very well about Job, and who lost his family, who lost his children, who lost all his wealth and his land, and God restored him multiple times after he showed that he was faithful. By that story, we can see that bad things do not come from Christ. Although people say, oh, God has a reason for everything, and yes, he does. But I tell you today that the only one who tempts us is the enemy. The enemy is the one who wants to see our destruction. God only wants to give us eternal life. And so God turns these negative situations into a positive one. He can turn the worst situation into an opportunity for somebody to get baptized, for somebody to give their life to Christ. Being Christian does not mean that we live a perfect life. Being Christian does not mean that everything goes great from point A to point Z. But being Christian means that we are going to be tempted. We are going to be tested by Satan, and he's going to work double, triple, quadruple times as hard to try to get us to fail, to try to get us to lose hope, to lose faith, just like he tried to do with Job. And so our job is to try to stand firm. We live in a fallen, sinful world that is full of negativity in every corner of the earth. There is no one that I know of that has had a perfect life and has not had any trials or tribulation. There are things that don't seem fair, they don't seem right, but we must trust that God has our best interest at heart. Sin is not fair, sin is unjust, sin is wrong and not right. Sin is not God's will. God's will for us is to live eternal lives, to have life in him in abundance, to live in heaven with him and have no tears, no sorrows, no pain, but live a life with joy and happiness and peace. With the free will that God gives us, he doesn't want us to be robots. He wants us to be able to make choices. And unfortunately, some people take that free will, that gift that God gave us because he loves us so much, and they turned it into something negative. Love cannot exist without free will. That's why God is love, and He gave us that free will from the beginning. We live in a world full of sin and sinful nature. We live in a world where people don't always make the right choices, and they're filled with that sin, and they haven't come to the foot of the cross. And so that is why all these sufferings are happening. But through those sufferings, we can try to learn a lesson. We can try to move forward, and we can try to share that love of Jesus Christ to others. We need to have peace in knowing that Christ knows what is best for us, no matter what. And so yes, we're going to go through troubles. Yes, we're going to go through suffering and pain. God can turn any bad situation into a positive. And I hope we never forget that. Please don't forget to subscribe and press the bell below for notifications weekly. I will be posting videos every week. Till the next time.